Michael Penix Jr, Edefuan Ulofoshio, representing offense, defense. No, you're good. You could use the one you got. For both of you guys, last year this time, you weren't the starting quarterback yet. You were still rehabbing. You're trying to figure out where you were at in life. What has this experience been representing your school, coming off a historic year with big-time expectations? Michael, we'll start with you.
Yeah, for me, it's been an amazing experience. You know, I'm just blessed to be in this position. Like you said, last year around this time, I wasn't named a starting quarterback yet. I was still grinding to be able to be in that position, but I just feel like it was just a lot of hard work and dedication it took to be able to be up here on the stage with you.
It's definitely been a humbling experience for me, just understanding that I was hurt last year and just being able to have to watch from the sidelines for a good majority of the season, but having my teammates always cheer me on and encourage me to come back bigger and stronger. It's truly a blessing to be able to represent my guys out here, so I'm truly blessed and humbled.
We're happy to have you. Let's open it up to the crowd.
Yeah, we'll open up to the questions from the audience. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring over the mic. And remember to state your name and affiliation. We can start over here in the second row on the left.
Tyler Budge, CF Budge. Michael, I think one of the best passes in the entire college football season last year was against Oregon this last year. You made that sideline pass to Taj Davis late in the game to tie that game. Do you think that's a throw that was a result of the confidence you sort of built through your time at Washington?
I wouldn't say that it was a throw that built my confidence. It was a throw that I make every day. It was just a coverage that they tried to mix it up on us, and I actually saw the corner. He changed his technique from how he was playing it earlier in the game, and we ran that same play maybe 2 times earlier that game when we hit the out route. So I knew that, you know, Oregon, they have good coaches over there, so they weren't going to give us the out route again on the 3rd and long. So I made sure that I went through my reads and I found an open receiver and I took the pass. But I wouldn't say it was like a confidence booster. It was definitely a big play in that game, and one of the big plays in that game that helped us win that game. But I actually needed to make up a play too because I threw a pick to draw before, so it was good.
Next question over here, front row on the left.
Kenneth Berry, Touchdowns and Chances Network. For both of you, just, you know, that season and how it ended up going, how much do you feel like is still left out there? And when you think about the losses that, you know, prevented you guys from being in the Pac-12 title game, does that weigh on you more than the success of the season?
Yeah, it does. You know, it just, like you said, man, we wanted to win the Pac-12, and we had a lot more goals that we wanted to accomplish that we didn't accomplish. You know, 11 wins was a big season. It was a great season. We won our bowl game, which was amazing. But yeah, we definitely we're shooting for more. You know, at the beginning of the season, we all stated our goals for the team, and we didn't make all our goals, and that was one of the reasons why I came back. You know, just another opportunity to be able to achieve those goals that we had.
Just to piggyback on what he said, our motto last year was no limits, so we didn't have any, basically a baseline for us last year. And obviously 11 games is amazing and fantastic, but at the end of the day, we didn't win the Pac-12 championship, and we didn't even get a chance to play in it. And that just means that there's more work for us to do and more work for us to accomplish. And that's the reason why I came back, is so we can, you know, get that job done and maximize our potential as a team.
We'll go back row on the left side here.
Eddie, you played at Kim Reynolds from Dogman.com. Eddie, you played down here at Bishop Gorman, and look at the thermometer right now, it's 111 degrees.
Yeah.
What was the hottest game you ever played down here?
Well, I was fortunate to play at night all the time, but I remember working out in the summers, and it would be just absolutely terrible where all of us would have to put on sunscreen before practice, and it would just be like steaming. I'd probably lose like 5 to 10 pounds every practice just because I would just be so dehydrated. Especially coming from a place like Alaska, the temperature change was just absolutely insane. So it definitely was a struggle out here.
We're going to go back row and the right side now.
Eric Lamkins, the second Culver City Observer. I want both of you to reflect over the past year, your time away from the game. What moment or moments do you think will have the most impact this upcoming season?
You said away from.
Yeah, your time away from the game. What life event do you think is going to influence your play the most this upcoming season?
Yeah, so when I was hurt, one of the first things that I remember, coming out of surgery was that all the coaches texted and called me, and the first weekend, Coach Inge came to my apartment, and I definitely wasn't in the greatest mood at the time, but just him being there and supporting me, it meant a lot, especially just understanding that I've only met him for a couple months, and just having people that love and support you outside of the game just made me want to come back bigger and better and stronger, and to give me a bigger thing to play for. The family is just so huge at the University of Washington, and there's so much to play for in terms of like the family, the fans, and it's just an exhilarating experience when I come back and I play for them. So I guess that, to answer your question, I just feel like I have a lot more to play for.
Yeah, same thing with me. For me, I'm big time like all football. Outside of football, I'm really not doing too much. A lot of the guys on the team, they know that I'm mainly football. Outside of football, I really don't do too much. But for me, the things that changed my mindset, obviously my injuries and stuff that I've been through, and that just makes me think like every play I make, I know that it could be my last play of the season, because I've been through it. So, I just play every play to the fullest, and I just go out there and have fun. I really don't think about it anymore. It was times where, I was still playing, with that in the back of my head, just knowing that, okay, I could get hurt. But now I feel like I got to the point where I got so much support around me, and my family and friends always being there for me and lifting me up and keeping me level-headed. It just allowed me to just go out there and have fun. So now it's just like, I'm going to play every play like my last because, I understand that it could be. So I feel like in that perspective, it definitely changed my mindset.
And Michael, you've had a lot of attention come your way this offseason since last year from people that maybe you haven't met before, right? You went to the Manning Academy, you were a counselor at the Elite 11. People are projecting a huge year for you again. How are you managing that in between your own ears?
Yeah, for me, I always keep the main thing. I always make sure that I'm putting my team first, and I'm doing whatever I can to help my team win football games. So all the outside noise, or if it's good or bad, I never get too high or too low in moments like that. I always stay level-headed, and I feel like my faith keep me humble, keep me grounded as well. Just letting me know that I just got to go out there and have fun, and I know that God, no matter what other people say, I know that God has my back, and He's always going to be there for me.
It feels like with the success of the offense, it's like, well, there's something wrong with the defense. And the defense in a lot of statistical categories last year was really impressive in this league. And I'm curious, this side of the ball for you as a leader now, Eddie, where's the headspace regarding this defense, knowing all the quarterbacks that you're going to have to face once the season kicks off?
One of our key values on defense is, creating havoc and causing turnovers. And, you just said it right there. We have a lot of talent with ZTF and Braylon, causing sacks. And, we have a very fast and elite DB group with Dom Hampton and Mish Powell. And we just talked about Elijah Jackson earlier. I think he's going to be a stud too. So I think the major thing is that when a new scheme comes and a new team comes, it just takes time to learn defense, and it takes time to really mesh and gel. And I think we did a fantastic job for a first-year defense in terms of creating turnovers and getting the ball back to Mike and letting him do his thing. And I think that another year of just us learning and developing, and this year's all about understanding, we're only going to be a lot better, So I'm super excited about what we're about to showcase in the next couple of weeks. So.
I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but week 3, you guys go to East Lansing, a place that you've played twice at Sparty Stadium. So when you look at the schedule and what you guys have coming, I know you're focused on the season opener, but that game in particular, it kind of put you guys on the map a little bit last year when you beat Michigan State. What are you telling your guys, or what will you tell your guys about the experience of going and playing there?
Yeah, that's actually a grass field. We don't really play on grass fields too much, but I know a lot of guys, they like that. So I know they're going to love that part. But we're excited for every game. But definitely last year, winning that game early on, it was definitely something that was big for our team. And it just showed our team that we could compete with anybody. We knew that, but to be able to go out there and put on the show that we did week 3 last year, it was definitely a special moment. And this year, we know that going into their place, they're gonna want they're gonna want to get that win back. So we just got to make sure we do everything that we can to make sure that we're properly prepared and execute at a high level. But I feel like the guys, they're very locked in, and they're very bought into everything that these coaches are installing into us, and it's going to be an exciting season.
I got to ask you, because it is really hard to keep secrets. Everybody knows that, right? How on earth did you keep the secret that you were going to come back, record a video, and have it played at the year-end banquet and not have, who knew? How many people knew?
No, only Casey Byers, one of our guys in our media, he knew. He was the only guy I talked to because I knew that he was part of the creative team and be able to put that together. So he was the only guy that I called. I actually called him maybe 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at nighttime, and I know it was like he probably was like, why is he calling me at this time? But, I appreciate him for, picking up and being able to do that for me. And I believe it was the day before I called him. So it was like, for him to be able to do that and being able to squeeze me into our banquet, it was definitely a special moment to be able to do that in front of everybody.
I've got time for one more from the audience here in the front row.
Dennis Freeman, News for Us Online. This question for Michael. How much have you grown as a leader from last season till now?
Yeah, I would say I know one of my biggest emphasis last year was becoming a more vocal leader, and I feel like I definitely took a huge step in that. And this year it was mainly just holding people accountable, not letting little things slip, things that we may not see as being, something that's bad or a big change, but I feel like just make sure we held each other accountable. And I feel like across the board, our whole team, we've been doing that to the extreme all season. And I feel like that's definitely matured our team a lot. And we have a lot of leaders on our team that are young as well. It's not just the older guys, me and Eddie. We got sophomores being able to speak up, knowing that they can speak up. And Coach let us know that leadership is influence. So if you're influencing somebody and you're going into a championship habit, if you're not creating championship habits and you see your teammate not doing something in a championship way, we have guys now that's going to be able to call out somebody and not be afraid to call out, and not only just call out, but, people accepting that call out and not, taking it as, something bad, but, accepting the challenge and, going out there and changing and being a better person and player as well.
Eddie, you grew up under the Northern Lights in Alaska, and now here you are under these bright lights as a former preferred walk-on. The legend goes, you're 5 a.m., you're in the facility before a lot of coaches sometimes are. Where did that come from for you, real quick, before we get you out of here?
I would say it came from, honestly, my parents and my grandmother. My grandmother was a person that would wake up early, 4 a.m. in the morning, and walk miles just to go to the market to be able to provide for my dad and my aunts and uncles. And just understanding that she would do so much just to be able to give back to, to let me be able to be in this position right here is really humbling, and it just allows me and motivates me to try to maximize myself as a person. And so when it came to just football and life, and it'll just be early, be on time, and just try to do the best you can. So I don't wake up early just to wake up. I wake up because I want to maximize my day and try to maximize myself as a person.
We are looking forward to seeing the product that you guys put on the field this year. Stay healthy, best of luck, and I'm going to say it, Eddie's the best fisherman of this group. That's what I hear.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.